Hi everyone, I'm Polly G and welcome to Fashion with Me. My channel focuses on makeup and fashion and how to always look your best and put together. I believe makeup should always be classy, not overdone, and should always complement and go well with your outfit. So if you'd like to see how I go from this to this, then please keep on watching. So today's video is going to be a face of the day video where I show you how I coordinate my makeup with my outfit. Today I am wearing this black top that has these pretty cool shades of purples, pinks, and mauves. And the makeup that I chose to go with this top today is this palette from e.l.f. called Rosewater. I'm going to use this Fit Me blush from Maybelline in the color Plum, as well as this pretty mauve color lipstick from Almay called Worry Less. As you can see, all of these colors are cool colors, so they are going to work well with this cool colored top. So I have already cleansed my skin and put on all of my skincare, and I just pinned my hair back a little bit just to keep it out of my face. And the first thing I always like to start with is my primer. And for that, I use this primer from Joa. It is a glow activator primer, and I love this primer. It keeps my makeup in place all day long, goes on real velvety and smooth, and I can't say enough about it. I love it. I use it every single day. So I'm just gonna pump a little bit in my hand. It also comes with a great pump, and just pat that all around and put that all over my face and my neck. I also like to take the residue that's left on my hands and go across my eyelids. That also helps with my eyeshadow application. And while my primer is drying, I like to use that time to curl my eyelashes. Next, moving on to foundation, I'm using this tinted serum from Loreal in the color medium. Because it is, we're heading into the summer months, it's June, and the weather's getting warmer. I really like this because it's not a heavy foundation. It's more of a, I would say, a light to medium coverage, and I really like this a lot. And again, it lasts all day and stays in place. So I'm going to put that on with my dampened beauty blender. And I'm just going to take this applicator and just put a little bit on top of my beauty blender and start tapping around. And just blending all of that in. Down my neck, make sure there's no lines anywhere. I bring it up by my ears. Once I'm happy with that, I am moving on to my concealer, and I use the Age Rewind Eraser from Maybelline, also in the color medium. And I'm going to apply this concealer with this flat brush and just dab the top of the applicator. And I start putting it under my eyes, around my nose, around my mouth, a little on my chin. I also use my concealer as my eyelid primer, so I'm also going to put that on my eyelids, and then just anywhere where I have any little imperfections that I want to cover up. Then going back to my beauty blender and using the smaller end, I'm going to press that all in as well. Sometimes I do like to take my fingers and just press right under my eyes so that the concealer does not crease. Sometimes the beauty blender doesn't work real well for that, so I like to just take my fingers and just press right here before I put my powder on, just to make sure there's no lines anywhere. Okay, the powder that I'm going to use is my powder I use every day. Excuse my voice today, I have allergies, and I'm sorry if I'm a little razzy, but anyway, the powder that I'm using is the powder I use all the time from Kat Von D. It's called Lock It. It's a translucent powder, and I love this powder. It does what it says, just locks everything in place. I'm gonna just put a little in my cap and just swirl it around. And I only put the powder where I put the concealer. Next, moving on to my bronzer, I will be using the bronzer from e.l.f. in the color Forever Sunkissed. I use this all the time as well. I put this under my cheekbone, and I just like this to bring in a little bit of warmth to my face. And I go around my hairline and down my jawline and down my neck. Other side. And I always sweep what is left on the brush across my nose. Next, moving on to my eyebrows, I'll be using my pencil from e.l.f. in the color Deep Brown, using the spoolie on the other end just to brush through, and then using the other side to fill in, just tracing my brow. Then going back to the spoolie on the other end, and I will brush through again, just to disperse that product evenly. And I think this gives just a nice pretty natural look. Then I will top that off with the Wow Brow, also from e.l.f. in the color Deep Brown. And this is just going to keep everything in place. And just deepen them up a little bit more. Next, moving on to eyeshadow. As I showed earlier, I'm going to be using the eyeshadow palette called Rosewater from e.l.f. that I think is going to work really, really well with this top. And the first color that I'm going to start with is this color right here. And that is going to be my transition shade. And just starting in the crease and doing the windshield washer motion all the way across and bringing it up towards my brow bone. Other side. The next color I'm going to use is this color right here, and I'm going to put that on with this flat brush. And this is going to go just on the outer half of my lid. I do want to mention that the color of my skin tone is neutral, and if you have a neutral skin tone like I do, that means you can wear both warm and cool tone colors. But if you are strictly warm toned or cool toned, you are limited as to what you can wear. So this look will not work well for people that have warm skin tones. It's only going to work well if you have a neutral skin tone like me, or if you are cool skin tone. So that's just something to keep in mind. But most likely you wouldn't wear a top like this with these colors if you are warm toned, because it's probably not going to look well with your skin tone anyways. But I just wanted to point that out, that an option that I have, because I do have a neutral skin tone, I can wear both warm and cool tone colors. So as I said, I'm putting this on the outer half of my lid. And then I'm going to pull a little bit down underneath, and then also pull up what is left on the brush over here, other side, and pull up. Next, I'm going to use this color here on the end, and I'm going to put that on with my finger. I'm going to use my ring finger for that, and I'm just going to press right in the center and just work it towards the inner corner. Other side. I start pressing the closest to my lashes and then work it towards the inner corner, like that. Then I'm going to take this color on the end over here, this dark purple color, and I'm going to use this flat liner brush. And I'm just going to use the very top of the brush, and I'm going to tap it in like that. And I'm just going to trace the outer rim of my lashes. And I'm not going all the way in, I'm not going all the way across, and I'm stopping a little less than halfway. And then I'm going to bring it down underneath the bottom lashes, again, only going in less than halfway. Then turning the brush, what's left on the brush, I'm just going to do a little flick right there. And that just helps bring a little bit of lift to my eye and a little bit of depth to the corner of my eye. Starting right at that lash line, I'm pressing and then bringing it down underneath, and then just turning the brush this way and pressing just to get that little flick like that. Sometimes I also like to turn the brush this way and use that other end and go like this, and then just soften right where that eyeshadow starts, just so that you don't see like a real beginning or an end to where it starts. So it just kind of softens it a little bit like that. Next, I'm going to tightline, and for that I'm going to use my Neutrogena pencil in the color black, and I'm just going to tightline the top lash line, starting from underneath and just following the lash line, focusing mainly on the outer half of the eye, but I do bring this all the way down to the other side, but focusing mainly on this outer half to bring in some depth. And because this e.l.f. palette does not have a good shade to put under your brow, I always like to use this color from the Revolution palette in Iconic, and I like to use the shade right here, and I like to put that under my brow, just brightens it up a little bit. And I also like to put a little in the inner corner and the tear duct. Other side. Then going back to the brush that had the transition shade on it, I'm just going to soften all around. And I am going to stop there for my eyes for right now. I'll do my mascara later. I'm going to move on to my blush and my lipstick. For my blush, as I showed earlier, I'm going to be using this Fit Me blush in the color Plum. And I'm going to apply it with this It Cosmetic brush and just pick up the product, put a little on the back of my hand so I don't get too much, and just start applying. I think this works really well with this eyeshadow. Other side. A lot of times when I use a powder blush, I like to diffuse it with this, with the fluffy brush like this, and just soften it. Then I go back to the blush brush and don't put any more on it, and just dab at the highest part of my cheekbone. And then I just feel I get a good coverage that way and nothing looks too blotchy. Next, for my highlighter, I'm going to stay in the pink family, and this is the highlighter from Wet n Wild in the color Blossom Gold. And I'm just going to put a little bit at the highest part of my cheek. Not a lot. Just helps catch the light. Just a little. Really pretty color. Moving on to my lipstick, I'm going to use this lipstick from Almay in the color Worry Less, and I'm going to use this lip liner from NYX in the color Mauve. Overlining just a little on the bottom and on the top, just where the Cupid's bow is. Then onto the lipstick. And I'm going to top that with a gloss in a similar color to the Worry Less. This just came in a sample packet, so I don't really have any links to any of these glosses, but I think this is just a really pretty color, and it's very close to the Worry Less from Almay. Last but not least is my mascara, and I'm going to use my Full and Soft Mascara in black from Maybelline. I also like to use my mascara in the outer lower corner of my lashes. I don't put any mascara on the bottom lashes because I feel it pulls my eye down, but I do like to put it on the outer lower lash just because I feel it opens up your eye. Then using my Neutrogena mascara, it's a volumizing mascara, also in black. I'm going to use this just on the outer corner of my upper lashes. Okay, so here is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's totally free and it really helps my channel grow. I hope to see you in my next Face of the Day video. And in the meantime, always remember, keep it classy, keep it stylish, and always be your best self. Bye.